Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 7, The Writing on the Wall. I love this episode. We finally got a question, or an answer to the question, what are the markings, what do they mean? And we actually find out in this episode, they aren't just a map, they're actually an entire city just on a 2D plane, so of course it just looks like little carvings that are like some sort of math equation, some crazy alien math equation or something. But we find out in this episode it's actually a city, which I really love. I think that's very cool, and it's much more interesting than it being a map, although I guess technically the map could be of a city or to a city. But when I thought it was a map, I just thought, oh, it's going to lead to this one little, here's another random artifact or something. But with the carvings actually being a real city, it makes it much more entertaining. It's either an alien city or some crazy hidden city on Earth or something like that. So I'm very excited for it, and it looks huge based on the 3D animation they had at the end, which I thought was pretty cool. So it looks huge. It has multiple layers and stuff, and it's somewhere in the universe. It's either out in space or it's on Earth. I'm guessing it's on Earth just because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. hasn't gotten to the point where they go out to space or anything. So I'm assuming they'll find it somewhere on Earth. It'll be in relation to something that's realistic, but it'll have a lot of hidden alien secrets to it. But I love this episode. It was kind of surprising that they actually found the guy who was sort of going nuts. I thought he would kind of be sort of like a villain in this, season, but he was actually taken care of in this episode. He found his answer, and it really calmed him down, and it took care of Coulson as well. He doesn't have the compulsion anymore to continuously draw this city because he actually got to see it as it was meant to be seen by the one guy who we saw in this episode. He was able to just calm down and lie about it because he built it the way it was meant to be seen. And I thought that was a pretty cool concept. You could tell that he had no issues. He was easily lying about it, like, I don't know what you guys are talking about or anything like that. But he knew exactly what they were talking about. And maybe he didn't, and he did just happen to build it that way. But I like to look at it as he knew exactly what they were talking about. He just lied about it and tried to get them away from him and his family. But I love the episode. I thought that was just a really cool aspect, getting that answer. And then the other side of it was very cool too. We got to see Ward kind of on this first day out, trying to just go around and do whatever he wants to do, which we found out at the end of this episode, he's really just helping out S.H.I.E.L.D. and going after his brother. Those are like his two things. I don't know why he's helping S.H.I.E.L.D. I guess because of his weird thing where he's still, like, he's kind of still in love with Sky. I'd consider it more of an obsession now than he's like in love with her and he likes her. But he's gonna be giving them gifts for some reason, I guess, for Sky. And he's gonna be going after his brother, which I can tell already is gonna lead to some really interesting conflicts between him, S.H.I.E.L.D., the army, and possibly even Hydra, especially after what he did. They'll be going after him solely based on that. But I thought it was cool. I liked the way that he was sneaking around and how he sort of got Morse. And I thought that was really cool how he got her. He was like, you're on page 117 and you're still on 117. I thought that was a really cool thing. And that shows how smart he is. That shows how he thinks when he's out in the field. That's why he looked over. Because it's like, all right, she seems random and suspicious. So he looked over her shoulder. And it just happened to work. He knew that she was an agent. And of course, Hunter was just like dressed as a cowboy. I instantly thought that was him, but they didn't show him, and I was like, oh, I guess it's not him. Then that's just like a random cowboy sitting down, which totally caught my attention. But it actually was Hunter, so a bit too obvious for him, and I thought that was kind of funny. But it was really cool seeing him be like this evil super spy, and now he like shaves off the beard and stuff and cuts his hair, and he was in a suit, which I don't know why in the world he was in a suit. I guess he's just gonna go somewhere where he needs to be in a suit, but he's going after his brother, and it's gonna be interesting. Like, I can't wait to see that confrontation. The stuff they had with Coulson getting over the compulsion was really cool, and also I don't know exactly if it changes certain things they showed us before, but based on the way they did it, Coulson being in the seat where he was like, let me die and stuff like that, wasn't actually him. It was basically someone else's memories. I think that's how they showed it, or it actually happened to the other guy as well as Coulson. Maybe that was the point of showing it. But for me, it kind of seemed like Coulson had these memories that weren't actually even his, they were someone else's, because all these people are connected and they know each other and things like that. So they remember certain weird little things. And the way they showed it was like, oh, Coulson never actually said this specific stuff. He said it to someone else, but maybe, maybe when he was actually in the chair, like he was having just random memories just shoot into his head, and the first thing that came to mind was "Let Me Die" because he was thinking of the other guy on the table. But I thought that was cool, them using the machine again. I definitely didn't expect that when he opened up the little secret wall, and it's like, I'm gonna use the machine again, which was very dangerous for me to use the first time around. So I thought that was pretty cool. We got to see, unfortunately, people that just kind of ended up all being killed, so they aren't really gonna be in the series. But I thought it was cool. We got the little flashback stuff where he was in charge, and then he kind of switched, and he was looking at himself freaking out and stuff, where he had to know the secret. So I enjoyed that scene. It looked really cool. The way they did the effects, especially when the woman was writing on the table and each little set of carvings was moving itself. I thought that just looked really cool. It was like she was kind of moving around really fast, and everything was just jumbled and fuzzy. I thought that just looked really well done. But overall, I thought it was a good episode. I think the thing I'm most excited for is the stuff with Ward and him getting to his brother and really finding out some secret stuff about his brother, and finding out who's really telling the truth in the one episode was, what do they both really want? I mean, his brother covered everything up so that the only people that were looking at Shield right now. So I can't wait for them to run into each other, and he gets to his brother, and they have a really awkward conversation because it's going to be really crazy, and they're both going to be lying to survive, I feel, because neither of them seem trustworthy. I mean, Ward, it's obvious, but even his brother doesn't seem too trustworthy. So that's what I'm most excited for. But comment below, let me know what you guys thought about this episode, your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And now that we've finally got the end to these carvings and we know what they lead to, what do you guys think this city is? Is it alien? Is it just like a hidden city within Earth, but it has like alien artifacts in it or something like that? What do you guys think this city really is, and what is it really gonna do for the rest of this series, and I guess really the rest of the cinematic universe? Because if it's something that big, it's gonna be in the movies too in the future. So, what do you guys think this new mystery city is really gonna do for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.